Well, I'm in the new food plot that I started last year. This was a 1 acre pine plantation, and they logged that, which is great. Established a food plot here last year, and I'm continuing to improve it. And right now, today, I'm working on some stumps. I'm not going to get them all done today, but I've spent about an hour and a half, and I've done 27 stumps so far. Now with the stumps, they leave a lot of organic matter, wood chip, sawdust, and that's great, but it's going to tie up some nitrogen. So what I'll do is I'll get some urea or some nitrogen, incorporate that in with it as I cover these back up, and the rest, there's still material underneath, but by having it covered, it's going to rot quicker, which is good. And with another food plot I did on this property, I did bring in a dozer and got rid of the stumps that way, which is a lot quicker. The drawback is, they're pushing and, some of the soil along with the stumps, so you lose some of that organic matter / topsoil, so I'm trying not to do that. And the other benefit with this stuff is, the roots that are going to be left behind, as well as, obviously some of the stump, because I'm only getting down about that deep or so. That is going to rot over time, and as that rots, it's going to provide more organic matter. So we'll keep plugging away at this. Some of the stumps are higher, so I'm going to come back with the chainsaw and cut those down before I try grinding them, because there's no point just beating up on the blades on the stump grinder. Quicker to cut them closer to the ground, but this one is cut nice. So this thing's a little loud, so hearing protection is a good idea. Eye protection would be a good idea. I got glasses, but probably should have some eye protection on. And gloves don't hurt either. So we'll go ahead and get this one going. So it's got a brake lock. So the technique I use this is presence control or something that needs to stay in as you're operating, but you operate the brake control and this goes side to side, and you have to switch positions a few times to get it done. So realistically, I got the stump out of the way. Obviously it's still there. Like I said, throw some nitrogen on this, cover this back up, and then it should rot fairly quick. With it being pine, these things are pretty soft, and they go fairly quick. I wouldn't say I'd want to do this 8 hours a day, but plugging away at it a little by little, it'll be okay. So we'll just keep going, and with some of these small ones, I can whip right through them pretty quick. I got a little one over here. So here we have a small stump, and these go pretty quick. I could dig around all these, especially if I had an area where there's a lot of rocks. That'd be a good idea, because rocks will dull these blades. But with this being pine, and not even fresh cuttings, some of these are from a couple years ago or multiple years ago, and some of them are from last year, but by them already sitting a year makes them even quicker, and the fact that I'm not dealing with rocks, I'm not digging around them. So in less than 5 hours, I got 63 stumps ground. And so we're making a dent on it. There's some that I didn't do because I want to cut them down a little lower. I think that'll speed up the process, but we'll just keep picking away at it. And I'm going to put some urea, incorporate that in with the sawdust to help the bacteria break that stuff down because they'll tie up some of that nitrogen. And then I'm also going to put down 800 pounds of lime because this food plot still needed a little more lime anyway. And I'll just keep picking away at it, and eventually, we'll get there. But it's a noisy job, so hearing protection is a good idea. And as far as this stump grinder, I think it's a 9.5 horse. It's 301 cc's. But that being said, this is the mid-range model. They had one that had a little more horsepower, 11.5 horse, I believe. But this one, it didn't bog down at all. I've been happy with it. I'm still on, the original teeth here, and with these teeth, they're green teeth, I believe, that you can rotate them 3 different times. So, when I start seeing it slow down, I'll probably rotate those. But we'll get the lime spread, and then, like I said, add a little urea, and we'll just keep plugging away at it. Well, that ends 800 pounds of lime on the food plot, and I was able to get it on all the area where I stump ground, which was the goal, because again, that shavings or the sawdust from the pines is going to make it acidic, and so this will help neutralize that. And the one thing I'm considering is when I fill these holes up, pull some of this stuff over, I might try to throw some buckwheat in there. Buckwheat is really good at living in tough conditions. So it doesn't handle the cold well, but just to have something green in there for the deer during the summer. I got winter rye in here, and they're already nipping that down pretty tight, and that'll continue to grow. But that way I have something living in there, and it can help provide the deer a little something and help build on the soil. And then this will be planted in a fall plot here later this year, but we'll keep plugging away at it, and we'll get her there.